I don't know why, but just whenever I say the title of this movie, I have to say it in a Mad Max voice. You wanna get out of here? Talk to me. Hacksaw Ridge. It's just, it happens. Alright, so Hacksaw Ridge is a new movie directed by Mel Gibson, and this movie is the story of Desmond Doss. He was this guy in World War II. He was a medic for the army going to Hacksaw Ridge in Japan. Only thing is, this guy doesn't believe in violence. He doesn't believe in carrying a gun. He won't even touch a gun. Obviously, this causes a lot of friction within the army. A lot of the guys think he's just being a coward. And so this movie is his story, what he did at Hacksaw Ridge. And oh my gosh, this was one of the coolest movies of the year. Alright, starting out with Andrew Garfield. I have been known to give Andrew Garfield a lot of crap in the recent years. The guy's a good actor though. Like Social Network, he was good. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, no. I've never really been a big fan of Andrew Garfield's portrayal of Spider-Man, and so that makes him an easy target for me. However, Andrew Garfield as Desmond Doss in this movie was so stinking good. Looks like the guy's going for the Oscar. I could see that happening. I could definitely see him getting nominated at the very least. But the guy is just so, at times he reminded me of Captain America, because the guy is just a good dude. He's got these beliefs, these convictions, and he holds true to them. And when everyone in his life is telling him like, dude, what are you trying to prove? Like, there's no shame in quitting now. Even like his own family and his wife is telling him that, and he's telling him, no, I firmly believe this is what I need to do. And while he has those beliefs and those convictions, he also still has his limits. There's one scene when he's like at one of his lowest lows. He just starts screaming, punching the wall, he's freaking out. And when I was watching that, I was just like, all right, you're human, that's good. Vince Vaughn was also really good in this movie. And, you know, I always see Vince Vaughn as the comedic actor, but watching him in this movie, I was reminded, oh yeah, you were the guy in Rudy. When he first comes on the scene, he has a scene that's pretty funny, but it's funny in that like Arlie Ermey, J.K. Simmons and Whiplash kind of way. But when it gets down to it and Desmond Doss tells him like, I don't want to touch a gun, he just goes down on this guy. However, just like everyone else in the movie, he starts to kind of see Desmond Doss's side later on. And so again, he didn't just feel like a big brooding military jerk just for the sake of a military jerk being there. He felt like a human, he felt like a character. Everyone else in the movie was pretty good, and this movie has some people where I was like, you're not good actors, but in this movie, you're good. It's kind of like Saving Private Ryan, how Vin Diesel was actually good in that movie. But it's like the Sam Worthingtons, the Luke Bracey's, the people that you usually don't expect great performances from, but they held their own in this movie against, you know, Vince Vaughn and Andrew Garfield. And this big shout out's happening because this has to happen. Hugo Weaving in this movie. Okay, usually the drunk, abusive, alcoholic father archetype just really gets under my skin. And usually I'm just like, alright, I can't root for you at all. Just get off the screen. And there were a couple scenes when, like, you know, Hugo Weaving was really getting under my skin. But they set up enough backstory with his character of why he's like this. At first, he's not really supportive of Desmond going into the army, but they give you a solid reason for why. I just thought Hugo Weaving's portrayal of him was really well done. He was a jerk, but a jerk that you kind of felt for at the same time. It was a hard line to walk, but I think Hugo Weaving did a great job at it. I think Mel Gibson and his script also lent to that performance. And this movie's got an interesting blend because the first half of the movie is all boot camp stuff. It's Andrew Garfield standing up for his beliefs, everyone's calling him coward, and I think that was a really cool part. I really liked that. Then the second half of this movie, that's when he gets to the battle, that's when he's at Hacksaw Ridge. And the way that the action starts in this movie is just like, boom, you're in the action. Starts out kind of quiet, it goes from 0 to 100 in the span of about 2 seconds. And when it's going down, I thought the action in this movie was so well done. It's not glorified at all. Like people are saying, this movie glorifies violence. It doesn't do that. What I got from this movie is that war is a nasty, ugly affair. But what was so great about the action is I could tell what was going on the entire time. Mel Gibson wasn't just shaking the camera around. Yeah, there's a couple times when it's really like gritty and it's a little hard to see who is who. But as far as one bullet flying and hitting this person, one person running up with a gun, I could see everything that was happening. I could see where everybody was on the battlefield. And for the most part, I could tell who was who. Just a couple times when it was a little confusing. And near the end of this movie, if you don't at least want to cry, just go back to Vulcan. If I do have one gripe with this movie, it's like they have the big climax of the movie, but they kind of just montage through the whole thing. Now, there was awesome stuff in that montage, but I was more invested in Andrew Garfield's mission that happened right before. You feel like this mission was so strenuous, so exhausting, he finally gets through it, he gets a second to breathe, and then Sam Worthington goes up to him and he's like, by the way, we have to do this one more mission tomorrow. And then they do the mission and montage through the mission, and that's the movie. So if they made this movie like 10-15 minutes longer and played out that action a little bit more, I think that would have been more effective. But as it stands, Hacksaw Ridge was just, it's one of the best movies I've seen all year. Great character, great story, it's an inspiring story. Mel Gibson proves that yes, we have been missing him all these years. Welcome back to Hollywood, Mel. Make more movies like this. And so Hacksaw Ridge, have you guys seen it? Let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you can click subscribe and check out some of my other stuff. And I'll catch you guys next time.